Hello Ghosts, Day0 Gaming here today, and I will be going over the 10 top assault rifles in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. This list will be my opinion, so if you have a differing opinion, leave it down in the comments. What's your favorite one? So this list will kind of be in order, but mostly just the first one or two rifles will be like the best, and then the rest are just kind of the ones I'd use less frequently, if that makes sense. So the first couple will be my favorite ones, and then past that will just kind of be, you know, ones that are of similar quality but not the best. So, starting off, my favorite assault rifle in this game is the M4a1. You can build it any way you want. This is not how I normally build it. This is for a specific playthrough. But you can put on an extended mag on this thing and it is a complete beast as well. It's just very versatile, if that makes sense. So, this is, and even in its description it says versatile AR-15 type carbine, effective in most combat situations, high recoil, but then with specific attachments and after you know have your mastery set up, the recoil isn't as noticeable. Now second, and then here's what it looks like, obviously, the M4a1. And then secondly, we have the ACAR. This is one of the later rifles of the game. It says it's a high mobility and low recoil for its damage class, lower range. It's built more like an AK type rifle. And it's just a powerhouse as well when it comes to shooting. I'll show you kind of both how I mean, it depends on how you set up the weapon, obviously, as well. But both of the rifles just, I mean, this one just sounds really beefy when you shoot it as well. It's just beautiful. So then moving on, we have the 805 Bren, as well as the M4a1. A lot of people love the M4a1 in every single game. For me, it's the M4a1 Tactical is the best variant of it, but that's just due to the integral suppress. So this way you don't have to lose damage by putting on an attachment of the suppressor. It's already built in, so that's just awesome in my opinion. Also, the foregrip bipod combo is awesome. And just it looks beautiful, let's be honest. And then obviously the 805 Bren. This isn't one of my favorites, but a lot of people just love it for some reason. So I decided to include it in this list because it is, most people won't use anything but this weapon. So that's the 805 Bren. Just it's beautiful. M4a1 Tactical. It's a really good single shot rifle, in my opinion. It's one of the better ones if you're going like, if you're playing by yourself solo and you want to do takedowns and stuff like that. This is one of the better assault rifles for that, if you're not trying to go the DMR route. Alright, so the ARX 200 as well as the 5.16 Shorty. So the ARX 200, this is a weapon I used a lot back when the game first came out. Its damage is really high. And it's just got a really large magazine, so its recoil or shot grouping isn't that great. But it was just always, you know, if you're trying to use a beefy assault rifle, this was what you were going to use, if that makes sense. And then the 5.16/5.16 Shorty. I haven't really used the 5.16 Shorty that often, but the 5.16, it's just, you know, it's your normal, just when you think of an assault rifle, this is the assault rifle, if that makes sense. Like, if you were to just like imagine like what is an assault rifle, that's what this is. Like, there's no better way to put that, honestly. Like this is like the de facto just baseline. Like if you want something to craft into something, like this is probably what 90% of the weapons in the game are based off of. Alright. And then there's the Koblin. That's obviously the raid reward. So I try to leave it later in the list. Try to leave it later in the list just because not as many people will have it. It's Nomad's signature weapon. Um, so that's awesome too. And then we also have the 416 Assault Special. This weapon is the same. I feel like it's just like you imagine. Instead of it being the single shot though, it's more of like the um, if you're doing solo like missions, this is more of the burst fire weapon you'd want to use. I'd feel like, as the other one was the single shot, this one's more of a burst. I've played countless hours with this one. This weapon and burst is just phenomenal. And then the Koblin, obviously, like I played a lot of hours with this thing. This is really good for destroying drones. This is probably the best drone striker weapon, especially in fully automatic. It's just beautiful. So that's just my opinion. So the 416 Assault Special is also just a really beautiful weapon. Like if you go out of, yeah, there you go. It's just I just can't look at it without, like just being like, damn. You know what I mean? Um, so I believe that is my list. And I'm really fortunate they added this many weapons into the game over the game's life cycle, because when the game first came out, there was barely any weapons. Walker's weapons were always the ones you wanted to use when the game first came out. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it was a long time coming. I know there's not going to be any more updates for Ghost Recon Breakpoint, but I am going to try to keep the content coming as the community does more things, as more questions arise, So hope to see you guys in my next video, and peace out, ghosts.